want to get through that dialogue quickly, of course, because he might accidentally collapse on the ground any moment now. But hey, we at least made a large quantity of cash.
Oh no! Oh,
dear.
That's a shame.
It'd
be a shame if someone took all of his belongings. Surely nobody would strip him of his clothes and weapons and any other effects. Surely. Be honest. I would.
We at least made a large quantity of cash. Oh no!
Oh
dear.
Alright. This is my first time reacting to the Spiffing Brit, and honestly, I think I picked the perfect video. Because nothing screams balanced RPG quite like breaking medieval society with a shopping list exploit. Spiff doesn't just play games, he's tearing the code apart and then drinking the remains like it's Yorkshire tea. So if you're into watching me dive headfirst into this chaos for the first time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe to the universe so I can keep discovering how perfectly balanced games really aren't.
This is our glorious protagonist and hero. His name is Henry. And as you can tell, he's a very beautiful man indeed. And there's an incredible main story going on, but we don't need to worry about any of that today. For you see, my goal is very simple, to do some very silly things. The developers have put an insane amount of hard work into this bad boy, and so I feel it's only fair that I put in some hard work and show off just how wonderful it is to cheese this game's various mechanics. So let's begin, ladies and gentlemen, with our discovery to see if Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a perfectly balanced game.
I see.
Welcome.
So before we even get anywhere, I'm just going to assume that spiffing is all about breaking a game and exploiting weaknesses. It's just, you know, a thought, a hunch, maybe even. This is my first time watching him. The reason why I chose the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 video is because I recently played that game a little bit offline, and I had a really good time. I wish I owned it. I was playing on another friend's account because I was visiting them. It was a great time, though.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a perfectly balanced game.
Spoilers,
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the land of Bohemia. You join me as I gather some herbs in preparation for abusing one of many game mechanics, which we'll get to shortly. At this point in the game, I've just finished the opening tutorial. From this point on, the world is kind of your oyster. There's many different quests you can do, and it's absolutely fantastic. However, there are many little mechanics we can cheese in this game, and one of them is a game of dice. Yes, this game has medieval gambling, but just like in the real world, when you go to your first Warhammer 40k tournament, weighted dice are inevitable, and in this game they're positively perfectly balanced.
Are they?
So my initial goal is to get a full set of weighted dice. The only problem is, in order to get that full set, I need to engage in some criminal activities like pickpocketing. Now, of course, in medieval Europe, pickpocketing is frowned upon, and being caught doing it will not only result in your stolen stuff getting taken, but potentially you being executed for being a criminal. Luckily, we can bypass any risk of getting caught.
Imagine being put on the chopping block because you're trying to take someone's dice. Oh my gosh. I can't even. What the heck? Actually, I believe it. I believe it. But to imagine that in today's society is insane. Oh my gosh. Is this my sign? Is this my sign that I need to get the game for myself?
Being executed for being a criminal. Luckily, we can bypass any risk of getting caught pickpocketing by simply saving the game. However, you can't actually save the game all the time. The game doesn't really have a quick save system like Skyrim. Instead, using the power of Alchemy, you can make your own quick save. Say hello to the savior schnaps. Basically, by following this recipe, we can create ourselves a potion that not only boosts our strength and agility, but also saves the game. That seems pretty good to me. Now, in order to make this bad boy, I'm going to need some ingredients. Now, most ingredients in this game can be found by simply exploring around a bit. In our case, in order to make my potion, I need nettles, which are pretty much everywhere, and belladonna, which takes a little bit more searching, but can generally be found in some forest clearings. I've discovered a nest.
Don't do my
spectacles, nice. Who knew on a quest to actually get myself some ingredients, I could just steal some spectacles. Oh, they increase my charisma. Yes! Now, this is one of those games where generally all of these statistics are super important, and being a Rizzlord is generally more powerful than actually having to resort to violence. Yes, this game is so incredible because there are so many little mechanics.
Wait, can you be like maxed out charisma, but also extremely tanky at the same time. Is that accomplishable in this game? Because I know sometimes armor sets are specifically for, you know, power, strength, so on and so forth, or vitality. Is there one that does both, like, strength and charisma? Is that a... I need to know. What's your favorite build? Have you played this game? I must know. I have all the questions.
You're having to resort to violence. Yes, this game is so incredible because there are so many little mechanics that just kind of make sense and make the world feel alive. For example, if you steal items from someone and then you return to them wearing their own clothes, chances are they're going to notice and get a little bit annoyed. At the same time, if you dress in intimidating heavy armor, you're more likely to get bandits to back down. Anyway, I've managed to randomly just wander upon like 21 belladonna inside of this basket here, so you know that's pretty good. Cheers, game, for just handing that to me. Sweet, let's go back to the alchemy table and make a bunch of saving potions.
Let him cook. We gotta let him cook.
So with my ingredients now gathered, it's time to start some alchemy. Alchemy in this game is not like Skyrim. You don't just click buttons and it's done. No. Instead, you need to follow some recipes from the book. It might seem overly complicated at first, but it's actually really fun. First, you choose your base, in our case, wine. Then we add our first ingredient, the dried nettle. Then we let our liquid boil. And whilst that happens, we time it for exactly 2 sand glasses. So we flip the sand glass again. And with that boiled, we then move up the ingredient, add in 2 of our belladonna. Let it boil once more for 1 sand glass rotation. Wait for the timer to end, and then bam, we can pour in our concoction.
Hey!
Huzzah! We did it, ladies and gentlemen.
Alchemy.
That's potion making.
Belladonna for too long.
Oh dear, and I burnt that belladonna. Oopsies.
You burned the
I meant to
belladonna.
grind the belladonna. Yeah, I actually messed up that recipe completely. Well, it all comes with practice.
He
So
made a
I'm going to
weak
repeat this
schnapps.
process over and over again a few times until I've managed to make myself a few more save game potions.
Actually going out of his way to properly learn potion making / alchemy just to exploit the game so that he doesn't get punished for pickpocketing. This is genius. Oh my god, I wonder where he got this idea.
There we go, strong savior schnapps, and we get 3 of them rather than just 1. Oh, we absolutely nailed that boiling
That's
process.
perfect.
Much better. This is also a decent way of making money, but in our case, I'm just going to keep making this potion over and over again until I run out
Always
of
make it.
ingredients.
Yes.
Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. I've taken a little bit of a
it's
break from my
practice.
potion making to wander over to the Nomad's camp to meet Master Tomcat. Now, this was an exploit I discovered on my first time playing through the game, and I thought I should demonstrate it to you. Basically, Master Tomcat here is a master swordsperson, and he's agreed to train us. And in this first training exercise, all we have to do is land 3 successive hits in a certain combination. However, in order to teach us this combo, Master Tomcat is never going to swing at us, and this is never going to end until we land the combination. But whilst we're doing this, I can still gain experience. And realistically, the game is unable to distinguish the experience gained from actually
would that
defeating a high-level
take?
bandit and repeatedly
Like, if you were to walk up to this guy at level 1, how long would it take for you to level up to 10? Just throwing out a random number out there. Can I... Is this still like a usable exploit? Can I still take advantage of the game in such a manner? Or did they patch it? Let's hope they didn't. I kind of hope they didn't. Keep it fun, okay?
is unable to distinguish the experience gained from actually defeating a high-level bandit and repeatedly hitting Master Tomcat.
You follow through.
Excellent game design, developers. 10 out of 10. I wouldn't
out of
exploit
10.
it again.
Why didn't you finish?
And at the start of this game, experience in strength and combat is incredibly
'Cause I'm
important because it's
farming.
one of the main things that is going to allow you to defeat this game's bandits. Remember, this is a relatively brutal medieval landscape, and that means that if you're facing against a peasant wielding a sword, unless you're wearing a lot of heavy plate armor, you don't really stand much of a chance. And there we go, we've just achieved agility level 7.
How long did that take
And all I'm doing is repeatedly hitting the same NPC over and over again. And there we go, that's sword's level 9. I've just leveled up. This is the equivalent to the lovely Skyrim exploit, whereby you take your tutorial NPC, walk them into a wall, and then sneak attack them in the bottom for about half an hour. By doing so, you can leave the starting area with the largest amount of experience imaginable. The only downside of doing this is that it's going to take you a very long amount of time. And so spending most of my night with someone saying, come on, keep going, why didn't you finish and why didn't you follow through, is nothing out of the ordinary for a British person.
Oh my god. And he would throw it in! No, I would have such a bad headache.
And there we go, well bam, I just achieved main level 8 just by repeatedly hitting him over and over again. Fantastic. I mean, I could do this forever, but actually I find swords in the game aren't actually anywhere near as powerful as bows. Nothing against people who use bows in this game, it's just that I've discovered the most powerful way to defeat people is not by sticking to the rules of medieval warfare. So there we go, we farmed Master Tomcat, and in doing so, we've leveled up to main level 8. But I think I'm now ready to begin the next phase of my game, as I have been brewing up a large amount of potions. I have so many quick save potions, I believe I'm ready to deal with my next opponent. It's one of the most dangerous enemies of all, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, gambling.
Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a brand new day, and I found this wonderful, nice little gentleman here. This is a hired hand. He's just a regular dude, but what he likes to do is play dice. Now, you can find this gentleman hanging out in Troskowitz, the starting town of the game. Now, playing dice is a very important aspect of this game, and you can pretty much do it in every single settlement. However, dice isn't a fair game. Everyone playing this game is cheating in some way or another. In my case, from just running around the map, I've managed to find a handful of dice already. I've got the Lou die, the Ordinary die, and the St. Antiochus die.
I'm curious to know what the Lou die does, but I feel like you might read that. I know he's about to read the St. Antiochus die, though. If he doesn't read the Lou die, I'll just go back and read it myself.
Already. I've got the Lou die, the Ordinary die, and the St. Antiochus die. The St. Antiochus die is kind of a bit weird because it always rolls a 3, not a 2, and especially not a 4. Anyway, we might be doing something with that later. But
okay, so what does the Lou die do?
On the map, I've managed to find a handful of dice already. I've got the
Lou die is the first line of demonic dice. What? Demonic dice? Can someone make that make sense for me, please? Huh? What do you mean demonic dice?
Lou die, the Ordinary die, and the St. Antiochus die. The St. Antiochus die is kind of a bit weird because it always rolls a 3, not a 2, and especially not a 4. Anyway, we might be doing something with that later. But for the time being, let's play a little bit of dice. So I'm going to say I'd like to play without a badge, and we can play some beggars. Only 3 coins on the line for this game. Now, before the game actually starts, you get to pick any dice you want to play with. In my case, I can play with the St. Antiochus die, the Ordinary die, and the Lou die all at the same time. Now, the way this game works is by taking turns to roll 6 dice. Certain combinations give you points, and after each throw, you can either bank the points you've scored or risk it and re-roll any unscored dice. And the goal is, of course, 1,500 points. Unfortunately, we went bust as there was no way to score there, so we score nothing overall. Now, something you might notice from our opponent is he has a very similar colored dice to us. Yes, our opponent actually has a playing dice that's similar to us.
Wasn't there a game similar to this dice game in Assassin's Creed? The Viking one. I can't remember the name of the Assassin's Creed game, but it was a Viking one. I remember playing dice, and it had a similar concept, if not the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks very similar.
Colored dice to us. Yes, our opponent actually has a playing dice that's similar to us, always rolls free as well. There we go, you see that brown dice? Once again, it's rolled a 3. How very suspicious indeed. My dice over here, the St. Antiochus die, is doing the same. It is also only ever rolling a 3. That's because, ladies and gentlemen, My dice is weighted so that it always rolls free. Yes, that's right. This man has a unique die that also only rolls free. Now, interestingly, as part of the game's rules, if you're able to score all 6 of your dice, you're actually allowed to roll all of them again and add to your score. And so, hypothetically, if you were to have a set of dice that were guaranteed to all score, that means you'll be able to throw over and over again, and your opponent wouldn't even get a chance to play. Unfortunately for us, though, this man won't part with his weighted dice willingly, so it's time to crime.
We must steal.
Now, I think a few of you can see where this is going already. As we prepared a whole bunch of Savior Schnapps potions earlier, we're now able to drop down a quick save before attempting to pickpocket this man for his dice. And because it's just part of the game's mechanics, I can save scum like this with a clear conscience. However, I was indeed caught, and that is not a good thing at all.
Just wait till nighttime?
So, of course, I could try and pickpocket him again. However, I lack a huge amount of stealth skills. If we take a look at our player and look at our skills, you can see that my thievery is a mere 6. We're really not very good at thievery. However, if you want to improve your abilities of thievery, the best way to do it is at night. As when people are sleeping, it's much harder for them to catch you stealing from them. And this lovely gentleman sleeps over here in the pub. So logically, all I have to do is wait till nighttime and then I'll be able to rob him of his overpowered dice. Now, in order to get away with stealing all of this stuff, I recommend getting rather naked indeed. Because when you don't have any clothes on, you produce zero noise. And zero noise is exactly what you want to have at night. Yes, of course, you stick out like a sore thumb, but that's only if someone actually sees you. So we've got our Henry nice and ready for some stealth action, ladies and gentlemen. This is what peak stealth performance looks like. So yes, before we begin this campaign, it's time for us to drop down a quick little save in case anything goes wrong. And now we just need to lockpick our way inside of the pub.
Ooh. Oh, that's an interesting lockpick mechanic.
And there we go, we've unlocked our first door.
That's good.
Now we are in a private area, which means this is kind of naughty. However, we can just simply sneak our way upstairs. And there we go, I've unlocked a second door. Now when we get up here, we should find our lovely target. Yes, sleeping in the double bed is this gentleman here. He is the man who has our weighted dice. He will also have some other stuff in his inventory, so we're going to want to slowly rob him over an extended period of time. Okay, unfortunately, he has a lot of stuff in his inventory, which means the dice doesn't always appear every time. So we're going to actually need to rob him of all of his stuff. Another important...
He has so much stuff, we have no choice but to take it all. I'm sorry, that's just so... I don't know if that's the best way to go about it, but you know what? Might as well, you're already there.
So we're going to actually need to rob him of all of his stuff. Another important thing to remember when thieving is that this perk here is insane. Basically, if you fail to return through the doorway whilst you have stuff selected, you won't get caught and you won't steal anything. But most importantly, the victim won't notice you. There is a 3-minute cooldown on this, but it is absurdly overpowered.
That is good, though.
Oh, there's the dice. There we go. Fantastic. I found it.
Why not the keys? Take the keys and the dice.
Perfect. Lovely. Now that we have the dice, I'm actually going to drop down a quick save. Now remember, of course, this dice technically isn't mine. I have stolen it, and that means it's marked as stolen. But items in this game don't have to stay stolen forever, because by keeping them inside of a chest for 2 days, they will eventually become yours.
Ooh,
he's got another dice over here. I guess I'll take that. Cool. Right, so I've stolen some more things from him, and I think it's best we now just depart. So that's what I'll do. We're simply going to exit the way we came into this establishment, leave out the front door and close it behind us, because that's what a polite gentleman should do, change back into our nice swanky clothes, and walk my way over to Tarkov, where because we've made friends with the blacksmith, we're able to use his bed, and most importantly, his chest that we can store goodies in. So over to our new little temporary home we go. We can store some stolen bread. These 2 stolen dies, these 2 stolen...
I'm curious, can people go into your chest and find stolen goods? Or not? I would hope they can't, but it would be interesting if at some point in the game an NPC was like, I need to check your chest, like, for stolen goods. Like, let's say you've raised too much suspicion with other NPCs. I think an interesting encounter would be if, like, an officer or a guard was like, okay, I need to check your belongings to make sure that none of these are actually stolen. That would be so interesting. Is that a mechanic? I mean, I have a feeling it's not. But still, Might as well ask, right?
You can store some stolen bread. These 2 stolen dies, these 2 stolen pins. There we go, much better. And with that, what we now need to do is simply sleep for 2 days.
Now it's hours. Well, days.
So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I have waited 2 days, and in that time I've done basically nothing other than eat food and sleep. So basically I've lived the life of a modern-day uni student, but by waiting all that time, all of this stolen stuff I have is now no longer stolen, meaning I can take it out. Fantastic. And I think it's time we head back to Truskovitz to see if our lovely dice friend is still around.
Him again.
And is this our kind gentleman friend? Yes, it is. Hello there, greetings. I'd like to play some dice. In my case, I can take 2 of my Saint Antiochus die with me. So we roll, and because I have 2 of my Saint Antiochus die, I am guaranteed to roll at least 2 frees. However, I'm not actually interested in trying to win this game. As you'll see on my opponent's turn as he rolls, he still has his unique set of weighted dice. That's right, the developers of this game thought it was better for this man to respawn with his unique items when you play against him, rather than having any logical sense of object permanence. Oh, developers, how I can punish you for this. So I think it's a good idea for me to strip naked again and go rummage around in a man's bed while he sleeps until I get my hand on his valuables, if you know what I mean.
And all the while leveling up his stuff.
Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I've repeated my thieving run several times over, and I have now collected everything I wanted. I have 6 Saint Antiochus's die. That's right, 6 of those bad boys. This is absolutely fantastic, because now if I come up to this pub here, I can find dice player Genoveva here. She'll of course ask what game I'd like to play. I'm going to play without those badges, and we're going to play Courtiers. This is a mega wager, 130 gold on the line. It's big budget with big risk. However, I'm able to do something a little bit cheeky. I can select all of my Saint Antiochus's die and then confirm to play the game. Now the goal is 4,000, but here's the special thing. The Saint Antiochus die always rolls free, so by selecting all of them, I can score and continue. Because I scored all of my dice, I get to re-roll again, and oh my goodness, every time I re-roll, I get freeze, which means I'm guaranteed to score again, and I can continue. I have now already won.
I genuinely hope that the devs never patch this, because that's just way too funny. And it gives you more motivation to, well, level up your stealth stats and level up your thievery stats and get good at the game just a little bit. Maybe not for the best reasons, but it's funny and it makes me happy. So I would like for it to be kept.
Which means I'm guaranteed to score again, and I can continue. I have now already won the game, and my opponent is saying, I hope you don't get that again, as I have somehow managed to roll 6 frees for a 3rd time in a row. Scientifically, I do not even know what the probabilities of that is on a normal dice.
I don't
so
know
Wabam,
either.
my opponent hasn't even had a turn, and I'm now just going to choose to score and pass. There you go, beat 12,000.
That's it for me. I just can't believe it.
And there we go, we get 130 groschen. That's the good stuff. Unfortunately, they now have basically no money, so we're going to need to find someone else to play.
Oh, we have to steal from more people. Well, that's a long
So yes,
walk.
with our incredibly weighted dice, you might be wondering what I'm going to actually use them for. The answer is pretty simple. My goal is to gain a recipe to create the most overpowered instant kill weapon in the entire game. Now you see, the lady I need to actually deal with is a ranker here. She's a herb woman who's very exciting because she sells a recipe that I want. The Bane poison recipe. This allows us to make our very own Bane poison. Bane poison is kind of unique.
The only reason why I know about Bane is because when I was playing a bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, apologies, the name almost slipped my mind. I forgot the name of the NPC that I was trying to kill. But it was this weird guy that was angry at me for killing his father whom he slept with. And he was like crazy cracked. So I went on to Reddit just to like see how people defeated him. And they were like, oh yeah, I just used Bane. And I was like, I don't have any of that. So after taking like a 10-minute break, I went back and I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna spam attack left and right multiple times and see if that works. And I kid you not, he fell and died so quickly. I felt like a baka for attempting so long. I really did. I was like, wait, so you just spam him and he'll die easily? You don't have to wait through this constant crap talk from him? It was that easy the whole time. Just spam him. If you know what I'm talking about, please feel free to remind me in the comments. I've completely forgotten his name. All I know is that his story is wacky.
Poison recipe. This allows us to make our very own Bane poison. Bane poison is kind of unique in that the game wants you to think it's basically useless.
Yeah.
It makes running impossible and reduces health by 110 points in 45
totally
seconds.
useless.
Apparently, it's more suitable for poisoning cookpots than applying to weapons. This is a lie concocted
It
by
is
the
a
developers so that you don't accidentally
You can
become
imbue
the
it on
most
your
dangerous
sword.
person alive. So of course, I'm going to buy the Bane poison recipe and haggle down the price a little bit. There we go. Good stuff. It cost us 180 groschen, and that's a fair
okay.
bit. So ideally, we can play some dice with someone.
Yeah. With
Where's the dice?
someone.
People? No dice, people.
Dice?
Seriously, no dice. So I can have a sippy bit of wine. Sip, 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 sip.
A sippy bit. Oh my gosh.
Who
I
will
love
play
this.
dice against me?
Oh.
Wait another hour.
Maybe they're nighttime players.
Okay, fine. 2 more hours. Come on, I want someone to play dice with. Okay, can I play dice? Someone, come on, sit down. Fine, after 5 p.m. Surely after work hours, someone will play dice. Fine, even later. Let's go, bam, 7 p.m. Dice time. Why does no one play dice?
I think he
Okay,
has
it's
to
now
ask
late.
her to play dice. That was
It's
one of the
now
options.
very late. Why is no one playing dice?
'Cause they're eating.
What is wrong with this camp? Why no one play dice with me? Right, well apparently no one wants to
no
play dice with me
dice?
over there. What a shame. Alright, so I came back to my lovely blacksmith town to make some poisons, and I realized there's my favorite dice player still here. Hello there. I'd like to play some dice with you. Let's play
she
for
has money
130
again.
gold. It's a big game, I know. However, unfortunately for you, I'm going to select to play with all of my perfectly balanced dice.
What you've got.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see what I've got. Oh, it appears
That
I've
poor
naturally
woman.
rollen. Oh, is that 6 frees? Oh my goodness, isn't that incredible? What are the odds of that? And then
wow.
I'm just gonna score those, but that's perfect. And I'm gonna. Oh my goodness, is that
God.
another
Oh,
set of
again.
6 frees?
Oh my
I've done it.
gosh.
Wow, I guess I just
That's
have to keep
insane.
playing.
It's like you can't even count to 5.
I can count to
I
5, lady,
can,
thank you.
but-
And what's
but
that?
you see,
Even
those numbers
more
are 3.
frees? Wonderful. Let's score and continue.
Why did I even start playing?
Why did you even start playing with me?
No.
Because, you know, I promised you there was a chance you could win 130 gold. Which would have been a huge impact.
This is gambling.
I mean, 130 gold in this economy is like 130 cabbages. That's a huge amount of food.
That's
And
a
yet
lot.
here I am, basically robbing people of their livelihoods.
Hope I'll outthrow you
Might
yet.
as well.
I don't think you will have.
I mean, he's technically not wrong in saying he's robbing them of their livelihood, but also they are willing to gamble, which means they know the consequences of their actions. He's simply playing the game. Smart.
Basically robbing people of their livelihoods.
Hope I'll outthrow you yet.
I don't think you will. I've just thrown 14,000.
think
I've
she
never seen the
will.
AI even come close to this. All right, let's score and pass. So I've scored 16,000, and that means I immediately win 130 gold. Anyway, pleasure
Yep.
playing with you.
Goodbye. Back in the lab.
So
Making
let's learn how
Bane.
to make some poison. In order to do this, we need wormwood, belladonna, and amantia muscaria. Lovely. Now, I could go out of my way and actually find some of these ingredients, but there isn't actually a requirement for me to do so. Instead, I can simply buy some from this merchant up here. Hello,
that's
you.
good.
So here's the mushrooms
That
we're going
makes
to
life
need,
so
and
much
some of that
easier.
belladonna. And now I have all of my ingredients, I can begin my alchemical process.
Yes. He is cooking.
So, step 1, grab some wine. If you're enjoying the video, by the way, why not follow along at home and make your own? Please don't do that.
Don't do that. Never
It was probably
mind.
a
I
terrible
thought it was
idea.
gonna-
Right, let me grab some.
I genuinely thought it was going to be like a like and subscribe hook, which you should do if you don't watch the Spiffing Brit. You totally should like this video by him, and like my video while you're at it, since you're already here. And you should also subscribe if you already haven't, because I respect the craft, and he's doing a great job. This is a wonderful first impression.
home and make your own. Actually, please don't do that. That's probably a terrible idea. Right, let me grab some wormwood, pop it into the cauldron, move the cauldron down so that it can boil, and allow it to boil for 2 full rotations of the sand glass.
Now I'm curious.
Perfect. Now we move up the cauldron, add in our crushed belladonna, move it down,
he crushed
allow it to boil for
time.
1 more rotation of the sand glass. Now we add our mushroom, and finally we distill.
Oh my.
And with that, I do believe we have ourselves weak Bane poison. It's weak. What did I get wrong? What did I get wrong? That was so
What'd he
good.
do?
Boil for 1 turn using the bellows. I beansed it. Right, we're going to do it better than next time.
I can't believe you messed
Yes,
up.
I did it. Bane poison.
Nice.
Perfect. Right, and I just have to make a bunch more of those.
More mushrooms. Lots of them. 1 batch later. How much is 1 batch?
Right, so I've done a good amount of work brewing up some potions, which will help us break the game. Now, of course, one way to become unstoppable in this game's combat system is to learn one specific horrifically overpowered ability. And Master Tomcat, a resident of the Nomads camp, will reward you with this ability, provided you can beat him in a duel. The ability in question is the Master Strike combo, an attack move that the enemy simply can't block or counter.
Ooh,
Learning it
that's
will
really
take you
good.
from a level 1 mugslinging peasant to a level 99 Chad Maticus knight. However, Master Tomcat is a master swordsman, and as you need to defeat him to earn the ability, we run into a bit of a problem. What if you struggle with the sword play? What if you're terrible at timings? And what if you're just plain lazy? Well, welcome to the Spiffing Brit School of Thinking Outside the Box. For you see, I have made several deadly poisons that can be applied to my sword to, level the playing field.
Yeah.
So in order to win this fight, all I need to do is challenge Master...
See, what Brit is doing here is he's compensating for his issues. He knows that he's not really that good with swordplay. But he also knows that he doesn't have to be good with his swordplay if his sword is imbued with poison. Because the poison will do a lot of the work for him. So he just needs to hit him a couple times and then be on guard. It's not cheating and it's not exploitation. This is just smart.
Level the playing field. So in order to win this fight, all I need to do
He's
is
so
challenge
confident.
Master Tomcat, and then I
gosh.
just need to find my sword and apply the poison like so, and huzzah, I'm ready to
Yes.
fight.
Shall we begin?
Let's begin.
Now, he's going to, of course, swing at me, and I'm going to swing back when he has an opening. Now, of course, that means my weapon with a poison attached to it has hit Master Tomcat.
It
And you'll
has.
be able to see in the bottom left, his purple health bar
Oh,
is
no.
falling. I can get an extra hit in for good measure, but this is only because Master Tomcat, who is normally a brilliant swordsman, is unfortunately having his stamina drained from my deadly, deadly poison.
Poor Tomcat.
And there we have it. We defeated Master Tomcat in the duel in a way that was completely fair and square. And so he
Very
taught me how to
fair.
do Master Strikes. This cheesy exploit can of course be used for almost all scripted combat encounters in the game.
Oh,
And it
that's
can take
perfect.
otherwise painful sections of gameplay and make them a glorious, wonderful experience as you turn
Yay!
Henry into an agent of instant death.
Oh. Some time later. Okay.
Right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, and I have just one last task remaining. My goal is to wander off into these woods and find Canker, this legendary
Canker.
evil bandit lord hiding in the forest somewhere. I believe it's only right that I defeat him. And
Like
then
a
when I
Canker
do
sword.
find those bandits,
Those
I've
are
created
terrible.
something quite spicy for them.
course.
You see, I've been power leveling my amazing alchemy skills, and that means that I've ascended into not just making strong poisons that will kill someone in less than 30 seconds, I've made the extreme version, known as Henry's Bane poison.
Henry's
This
Bane.
will kill someone in less than 15 seconds. It is genuinely incredible. Alright, so if I wander straight off into the woods, I'm hoping to run into an evil
I
bat.
don't even know Henry's story. And I probably should brush up on that after this video. But still, Henry, I'm concerned. What are you? Why do you have a potion specifically named after you? Like, I get it, you made it, but that's a little scary and a little concerning, Henry.
Genuinely incredible. Alright, so if I wander straight off into the woods, I'm hoping to run into an evil bandit camp. These bandits in particular like to disguise themselves as monks to ambush travelers on the road. However, I shouldn't have any such problem dealing with them because I'm going to use poison. Yes, it doesn't have to be a fair fight, ladies and gents. That's the power of my shenanigans. So what I'm going to do is grab some of my wonderful, overpowered Henry's Bane and apply it to some of these basic arrows. They might seem useless, but they're still incredibly lethal. Just one poison is enough to make 12 poisoned arrows. Remember, ladies and gents, these are 12 arrows that are basically instant death to anyone who accidentally walks into them.
What's that? Hey, you!
Don't worry
Take
about
a sword, a mace, whatever you fancy.
Okay, so this gentleman's a bit of a knight, and he wants to challenge us to a fight. Well, that's pretty fun. I mean, unfortunately for him, I'm able to apply incredibly lethal poison to my sword.
What are we fighting?
And we should fight for money.
You're off.
Let's bet a lot of money.
all the money.
So with that wager now down, I have a sword with poison applied to it. And all I need to do is wait for my opponent to run out of stamina and land a very basic lucky strike onto him.
Oh dear.
And there we go, I've landed one hit. And with that one hit, you can see his health bar is dropping. That poor little purple gauge. And there we go. He thinks he's eaten spoiled food. He feels awful. He's running out of stamina.
Poor guy.
That was a good fight.
And just like that, I've beat him in the fight. And there we go, we get our money. We want to get through that dialogue quickly, of course, because he might accidentally collapse on the ground any moment now. But hey, we at least made a large quantity of cash. Oh no!
Oh,
dear.
that's a shame.
It'd
It'd be a shame if someone took all of his belongings. Surely nobody would strip him of his clothes and weapons and any other effects. Surely. Be honest. I would.
He at least made a large quantity of cash. Oh no!
Oh, no.
Dear. Hornet is dead.
Don't worry about it.
What a shame. I already left all this good stuff lying on the ground.
Tis
a
a
1,000 gold worth hat? Yoink. This is incredible. Poison is so brokenly powerful. I'm literally just walking around the Middle Ages as an agent of immediate death. Remember, he's not dead, ladies and gents. He's just having a nap, okay?
Yeah.
He's just having a really big sleep.
Sleeping. He'll be awake soon.
Alright, so it's onwards on our journey we go, and I can see on the road over there, yep, look at that, it's a monk, and he's most definitely just an evil bandit trying to ambush us. So all we need to do, pull up slightly close, he's starting to notice us, and then we simply aim on in and go yeet. Oh, I shot over his head, that's fine. Aim a little bit lower, and yeet. That was still over his head. It's a good thing I brought a lot of arrows and a lot of poison because my marksmanship skill is terribly low. There we go. Well, bam! I've hit the monk. What a shame. And here come his friends. So, yeet. That's one of them dead. And then I just need to hit your other friends. Ow! 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 You back off, sir. Sir, that's incredibly rude of you. Right? You're making me pull out my sword. That's incredibly rude. Do you have any idea how dangerous I am with this?
He's very dangerous with or without it. What do you mean?
Well, you're about to find out. So, fortunately, sir, you've just been shivved. And that's you dead. And then what about you?
Oh my god.
You want to try and waste some of your limited actions on this planet on me? Your friend's almost dead. Once he's down, I'll finish with you. Hey, hey, die slowly, good sir.
Death.
That would be quite kind of you. And you're dead.
He's dead.
Okay, now it's just you. Come on. Take your swings, run out of stamina, friend. Oh, you're doing such a good job. Oh, and you're dead. Oh, what a shame. Right, see you later, mate. Bye-bye. I ain't got time. I don't have time for this.
Aw. Sad.
You're dead. I want my arrow back. And your money, thank you. How are you feeling? Wow, you're still going. You're a bit of a strong one. Oh,
nope, never mind.
Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Still, money is money, thank you. And money from you, lovely jubbly. Now, if I was a bandit and I had one major road up there and one major road up there to rob people from, logically, I'm going to keep my camp right in the middle. So that's why we're wandering up this stream. I realize I did also waste several arrows, so I'm probably going to want to apply some more poison. There we go. We now have 24 lovely poisoned arrows. They should do the job nicely. There's even a little footpath there. Oh, and yep, there's a man on guard over there. This reads bandit camp, so just aim on up and yeet. And oh dear, what a shame. That man appears to have been hit by an arrow. Whoever could have done that? Well, I guess he's just going to send this lovely, heavily armored gentleman after me, who I believe is actually the bandit
12,
boss. But
11,
unfortunately, he's just
10,
been stuck by my
9,
super poison.
8,
So if we count
7,
to like 15,
6,
he is
5,
unfortunately
4,
about to have a
3,
bit of a bad time.
1.
Oh no, he collapsed. Who are you? You're dead. That's what you are.
Oh.
Right, then there's you. There you go.
See, at first, I was a little confused why he was saying bow and arrow was better than sword, because I had a great time using the sword. I did not have a great time using the bow and arrow. I love the bow and arrow. It's great. They did a wonderful job with it. I just didn't have a good time with it. But now I see my eyes have been opened and I have been given clarity. Bow and arrow truly is the better way when you have Henry's Bane.
You're dead. That's what you are. Right, then there's you.
That's what you are.
There you go. You can have some shots, sir. Hey, no. Hitting people is mean.
Don't touch me. That's rude.
Oh, you yield. Okay, let me talk to you.
Let me live.
You just want to live? Give me everything you have. Yes, there we go. I guess you must be... You're not Kanky, you're just some poor random guy I shot. Okay, this is the guy I was meant to mass murder. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of solved everything. Oh, but seeing as you left some keys on the ground, logically,
there must be
that means there's some other
chest.
goodies. Cool, so that's a bunch of money stolen, and what was meant to be a relatively hard fight absolutely trivialized.
Easy.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe it's safe to say that
love
I
it.
have perfectly balanced Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yes,
From
you
here on
have.
out, our wonderful Henry, I do believe, has proved that actually the greatest warrior is not the one who fights with sword and
It is
shield,
your
it is the one who
mind.
fights in the Alchemy labs, who brews the
Exactly.
greatest potions. Sometimes for people who can't even handle his potions. They're so powerful, unfathomably so. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my wonderful adventure into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I hope
That's
you've enjoyed
great.
watching it. I most certainly have enjoyed playing this game. I deliberately stuck to kind of the early game because I didn't want to spoil any of the wonderful story
that's
that this
so
game has to offer.
respectful.
But if you want to see more after you've played the game a bit yourself, then let me know in the comment section, as there are some wonderful late game exploits I'd love to show off. Anyway,
love
thank you
that.
all very much for watching, and I'll see each and every one of you in the
Thank
next
you,
one. Have a lovely day,
Spiffing.
and goodbye for now.
You too. Thank you for tuning in to another NEKO Reacts. So, do you have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Have you exploited any of the game's mechanics? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, please leave a like and subscribe to the universe, and I'll see you in the next one. Matanya. Bye.